Shalom. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Bukakodash, and double honors to the apostle of GMS, and to the bishops, the elders, and all the sincere brethren that are laboring the truth that across the world, and to all the sincere brethren and sisters that are listening to the truth. And I pray this may be another edifying lesson to the flocks, and whether the Most High want to this message, and let it be heard. And before I begin the lesson, I will introduce the name of the Father, which is Yahweh, and the names mean He exists, and the name of the Son is Yahushua HaMashiach, which means the Redeemer or the Deliverer, and is only coming to redeem His people, which is the nation of Israel. And in today's age, you would identify them as the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans, which scatter in all four corners of the world, and it looks like they're the nations and also practice the custom of their nations. And with that, that'll be it for the introduction. And for today's lesson, the title is basically Romans chapter 13, and I'm gonna do two part of it. Lord willing, I'll do the next part in the following days. And I'm gonna get it right now. So Romans chapter 13 verse 1, and it says be, the title is like be subject to government, and it says let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. So basically we have to, so every soul, which is everybody, have to be subjected to higher power, actually I should say, man, like a authority above them, basically. Because in Babylon the Great right now, like, people have that mentality, like oh, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna do my there's nobody that can tell me what to do, blah blah blah. A society where everybody have their own mindset, where everybody do whatever they wanted to do, is basically a society of confusion, chaos, which is exactly what we're seeing in today's age right now in Babylon the Great, basically. And he says, for there is no power but the heaven, for there is no power but of the Most High, which is the Heavenly Father Yahweh. There's no other power other than the Heavenly Father. He's above everyone and everything, basically. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. And basically the Most High, when he said the powers that are when he said the powers that be ordained of the Most High, basically every authority that you see is basically came from the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father ordained everything, basically, man. He choose who's gonna be in power and who's not gonna be in power, who's gonna be in submission. So the Most High basically delegate everything, basically, man. Everything comes from the Heavenly Father. So anybody you see in position of power, and specifically, especially in these days we live in right now, like the Edomite and the other nations, the only reason they're ruling over us is because the Heavenly Father set them to be ruling over us. That's why you see a lot of men that like patience, man. They know they are Israelite. They was like, especially when they wake up in the truth, man. They was like, I'm catching all this why I'm in this situation, and when they figure out they are Hebrew Israelite and we are the Most High's chosen people, they be like, yeah, I'm an Israelite, F Esau, F this Edom, blah blah. They want to take matter into their own hand, and which is basically they're going off. What they fail to realize is, even though you're a Hebrew Israelite, yeah, you are the superior race. Yes, you are the Lord chosen people. However, the Most High put us under these devils for a reason. Why? Because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father, man. Because of that, He's punishing us, man. And He put the heathen over us. Out of the heathen, the worst of the worst, which is the Edomite. There's nothing lower than an Edomite. And guess what? Only the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, that's going to take us under this devil. So it doesn't matter how much you buck up or how much we need to create our own. Some jakes be saying they need to create need to have their own army, or we need to march to this and that so we can overthrow the government. Look, only the Heavenly Father is gonna overthrow Esau. Until then, they're gonna still ruling. And he said the powers that are ordained of the Most High. So basically, everybody that's in a position of power has been given by the Heavenly Father. And two, whosoever therefore resists the powers resists the ordinance of the Most High. Like I was saying earlier, if you resist the power, the authority that's ruling, it's basically that you are resisting the Heavenly Father. Even though this devil is wicked, is committed all sort of abominable act toward our people, which is the Israelite, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans, and also those scattered speckled birds, people that live on all four corners that look like the other nations. If whoever is above you and you buckle against that authority, That's basically you buckling against the Heavenly Father. But we know who's not going to buckle against authority? The elect. Because we know, first and foremost, we acknowledge our iniquities, man. We beg the Heavenly Father for mercy on a daily basis. And we acknowledge the reason we're in our situation is because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Well, now when I say you're supposed to obey your authority, that doesn't mean like any abominable act the acts tell you to do. You are supposed to go, or you're gonna be submitted toward them. Like it, when especially when they're practicing they pagan holidays, that doesn't mean you're gonna be like, well, the Most High put them over us. They say we have to practice this heathenistic holidays. Let's just go do it. If we don't do it, we're gonna disobey the Heavenly Father. Because I know some jigs gonna, well, not some jig. There's a lot of jigs that are thinking like that. Because they still want to practice their wickedness. They might as well just go for it. And they will, oh, the Heavenly Father set them off. We have to obey them. That's not what the scripture is saying. Whosoever therefore resisted the power. So basically, anyone who rebels against the power or the authority that was set up by the Heavenly Father, resist the ordinance of the Most High. Basically, you rebelling against the Heavenly Father, because the Heavenly Father is the one that put those heathens above us, man. Esau's ruling not because of his own accord, his own strength. Because Edom, as much as powerful as they are right now, they're still terrifying of Jakes right now, man. However, the only reason they get to rule over it because the consequences of us, if we harming them, is gonna be dire. If you don't believe me, watch every time like there's like a slave revolt, or even in today's age, like you see like a Edomite and the Jakes have the same trouble, and a Jake sentence will be far worse. Like Esau will commit or act of PDF, and they'll be like, "Oh, that was an accident." They wrap it under the wrap, or they might give him a house arrest, or they might seal this document. And Jake will do the exact same crime, and his face will be plastered on the news 24/7. Or if you like, there's a crime committed by Jake, like shooting somebody, man. They'll never show you they'll be like they'll tell you like a man did the crime, blah blah blah. You never see that person's face. Then you go by default you be like, okay, that's an Edomite. But if it's like a Jake, it could be like a teenager, like a 12, 13-year-old. This like a black man, this or Latino man that doing this and that. So that's basically part of the curses. Okay. So and they that it says, whosoever therefore resists the power, resists the ordinance of the Most High. So whoever rebelled against the power basically rebelled against the Heavenly Father. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnations. So basically whoever resists or rebelled against the power of the Heavenly Father, basically they're gonna get punished. Damnation, basically they're gonna get a butt whooping. And 3, for rulers are not a terror to good works. So basically, like whoever's ruling, they don't strike fear unto people that are obedient or basically doing the right thing. Like a ruler does not go out and punish somebody that's doing the good, or strike fear into somebody that's doing the good work. It strike fear on people that's not doing the good work, or people that's being wicked or break the law. Those are the people that they strike fear on, so they can change their ways. That's it. But to the evil, for rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. So basically, they don't strike fear to people that's doing the work. They only strike fear to people that are being evil or wicked, basically, man, or people that's doing the wrong deeds. So who do you think always gets suspicious when they see like a example, like if a cop drive by right now, if somebody's is a upstanding citizen, they're not worrying about the cop coming back. But if somebody that's doing sketchy stuff, what are they doing? If they were in a hurry, they quickly hide behind somebody or put their hoodie on, or being nervous. Why? Because they know they're doing something wrong. Would thou then not be afraid of the power, which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same? So you say, would thou then not be afraid of the power? So let me see. What was that again? Would thou then not be afraid of the power? So would you not be afraid of the power or authority? Do that which is good. So and my phone turned off. Let me turn it back on. What was that again? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. So if you do what is right, you're gonna get praise. You're gonna be honored. So if you somebody that's doing something bad, they're gonna be afraid when they see somebody in power or no authority walking by, man. For he is the minister of the Most High, to thee for good. So basically, what it says like basically whoever is in position of authority are basically ministers of the Most High, which means they are the Most High servant. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. So, but if you do something wrong or something wicked, you're gonna be afraid. Because why? Because you're gonna fear that you're gonna get punished. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. And he says, but he said, but if thou do what which is evil, be afraid. So he say, if you do something evil, something wicked, you're gonna be afraid. For he buried not the sword in vain. Because and he said like, what does it mean? It means like, of course you're gonna be like terrifying because for he buried not the sword in vain. Because the person that's in authority have like the power to basically punish you. So basically you're gonna be terrified because you don't want to get punished. For he is the minister of the Most High, because whoever is in authority, like the minister of the Most High, or servant of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that do evil. Because their purpose is like they sent by the Most High to judge those who are doing evil. Like anybody that's in authority, you can also use Esau. Like basically Esau is like the Most High's sword. Whoever is doing wickedness, man, they get judged. Like when you have like a wicked Jake doing something evil, man, guess what? The Most High using Esau to judge them. Like when you see those YN that's causing terrorists, that terrorizing people. Like the other day, I watched like a YN that take like I'm not a gun person, but I'm sure it's like an assault rifle, and they just spray the Edomite cups. Even the cup was terrifying. What do you think the Most High gonna do to that? What do you think the Most High gonna do to that person, man? The Most High gonna use Esau to judge those wicked jakes, man. Wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath but also for conscience sakes. So basically, he said like you must submit it to your authorities, man. Not because to avoid punishment, but you have to. Not only because you're not going to submit to them to avoid punishment, but also for conscience sake. So you submitting to them, so basically to have a clear conscience. For this cause pay ye tribute also. So because of that, you have to pay your tribute, which is basically taxes. Like in today's age, you'll be like paying your taxes, like whatever taxes you have to pay, man. They'll be like, man, f this, I don't want to pay taxes, man. I'm working my ass off, man. So you have to submit to your authorities, man. What happens if you don't pay taxes? You can get in trouble. They can put you, well, it depends. They can put you in jail or do whatever they want to do with you. For they are the Most High ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. So basically, they are the Most High's. For this is cause pay ye tribute also, for they are the Most High's ministers, attending continually upon this very thing. So we have to pay your taxes because of those people are like if you say like a government officials, they need when you pay your taxes, that's basically one way they get paid, because they are because they are also doing the Lord's work on a regular basis, basically. Render therefore to all they dues. So basically, give to everyone what you owe. If you owe somebody however money you owe them, you have to go and pay that person that money, man. Tribute to whom tribute is due. So pay taxes to whom taxes are due. Custom to whom custom. Fear to whom fear. Honor to whom to honor. So basically, whoever you have to collect. Whoever you have to give. Whoever you have to honor, you have to honor. And basically, that's it for today. I'm gonna stop right there. So I pray that's another edifying lesson to the flock. Say whoever the Most I want to hear this message, let it be heard. And with that, I could say, Shalom.